Recording in progress.
All right, I am here with Chiara Noja at the ShopRite LPGA Classic. Welcome and thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So we'll first get started with you received a sponsor's invite into this tournament, and so many other well-known players like Christy Kerr, Michelle Wee West, Paul Kramer have also received sponsor invites into this tournament. What does it mean for you to be out here in the same position as some of those other great names?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot to live up to, but no, I think it's an amazing opportunity for me, just like for career-wise, but also as like a learning experience for me. First time on the LPGA for me, so I'm really, really excited to get the week started.
Yes, and you became the youngest winner on the Ladies European Tour recently. What has it been like being such a young player among all these other players?
I mean, it's tough, finding a good balance between school as well, because I am still in school, so that's not always the easiest. But at the end of the day, I'm doing what I love. I'm playing golf out there, and I guess that doesn't change with age. But yeah, I really enjoy being out on tour. It's what I love doing, and yeah.
And then just this year, you've racked up 7 top 10 finishes, as well as a recent runner-up finish at the Belgian Ladies Open. How are you looking to use your past experience this week?
I mean, every week's different. You want to say, oh, I'm perfectly prepped for everything, but I think I want to take every opportunity and experience I've had in the past and sort of channel it into this one. I'm trying to treat it like any other week on tour, and not think too much about it. But yeah, I'm really excited, and I think I've had a good season so far, and hopefully bring that good golf into the rest of this week.
Absolutely. We will open it up for questions now, too, if anyone else would like to ask them.
Good morning.
Morning.
Um, what do you have on tap for the next couple of months of competition?
Lots of travel. That's what I've got. Yeah, I mean, it obviously depends how I play this week, but planned right now is the MND German Masters in Berlin, which is where I was born, next week. So I'm looking forward to that one. I then go home for a week for prom, which is really cute. I'm really looking forward to that, and I guess then we sort of reevaluate and do the next stretch, but hopefully playing as many tournaments as I can. But obviously I've got a bit of school to manage as well, so it's difficult for me at times, but I think I've done a good job so far, and I'm really looking forward to the next stretch.
How much of a time break is there between, well, prom and the end of school and then your next opportunity to not have to deal with school for a while?
So I graduate 2025, but we have, I guess the school year finishes. The rest of my year is sitting exams right now. We have GCSEs, but my school has been really supportive, so I sit them at the end of the year instead. So I sort of get to do that in the off season, which is really, really great for me. I'm literally just missing a week for prom and sort of to do a bit of rest and recover a little bit, and then I go back out and like nothing happened. At the end of the day, I'm a professional golfer, and that's always going to be the priority.
Thank you.
Okay, I have one question. Do you find the time break that you have of being like the age that you are, and I guess like you said, going home and doing things like prom, do you find it to be like difficult to get back on track? I mean, I guess you kind of answered this, but how do you navigate that?
I think it almost makes it easier, I think, because it means I have a really good like balance of saying, okay, well now I'm the golfer and now I'm just being a kid. I think things like that help me sort of get away from the golf at times, not be too consumed by the industry. But yeah, I actually do enjoy being in school and sort of just being a regular person out there, and then coming back to golf and you just feel a lot more refreshed, I feel like, at times when your mind's been maybe on an exam rather than thinking, oh, like the next 2 weeks I'm prepping for this. So, it's about how you balance it and what your priorities are, and, making sure you have them in the right place.
Thank you.
Sorry, one other thing. Do you have plans for university?
I haven't had plans of that, no. I think for me, and the way sort of I value my academics, I'm pretty good in school. And I think for me, where I am right now, I've always sort of thought if I'm going to do something, I want to commit to that fully. And I struggle seeing myself in that environment. That opinion might change, but I think where I'm at right now, I just haven't seen the reason to. And I love being on tour, and I love doing that, and I love being a professional golfer, and I think I look forward to being able to commit to golf full time at some point. So that's where my head's at right now.
Thank you.
And then Mike on Zoom, if you would like to unmute and ask any questions.
Yeah, hi. Can you give us a little idea of your background? I saw you started playing when you were 3 years old. What got you started playing, basically?
I mean, obviously started at 3, but I don't think I was exactly grinding it out on the range at that age. I was probably more focused on building tents and riding the buggy. But both my parents were really keen golfers. They played golf, and they took me with them. They didn't really expect me to do anything out of it. I just sort of sat there building like forts. But I guess eventually I saw dad doing stuff, and when dad does something, you really got to beat him. So I think eventually I picked it up here and there, but it was really when I moved to England that I sort of really got into it. Obviously, when I was like 5, I didn't get what golf was. I didn't understand the purpose of it. I was like, why? Like I didn't get it. I wanted to watch Barbie. That's what I wanted to do. But it was sort of when I moved to England, I found more joy in it, I think. I liked practicing more. I sort of understood golf a little better. But yeah, that was sort of when I really got into it. My parents did not expect that. They did not see me becoming a golfer. So I think for them it was always like really interesting watching my love for the game grow.
And I understand now you live in Dubai. How did you end up there, basically?
So I was born in Germany, right? But I moved to England when I was 7, and moved to Dubai in end of 2020. So for me, growing up, I mean, most of us living in areas where the weather is pretty bipolar, we know winters can be pretty rough. When I was sort of getting more serious about the golf, we were thinking about relocating somewhere warmer, somewhere where I can actually practice in the winter. And a couple places came up. We were thinking Florida, we were thinking Dubai, and my parents got a work opportunity there, and then we never really looked back. I mean, it's been amazing for me, and I think it's been a massive factor to the way my career has gone so far.
Yeah, what do your parents do for a living
I
or
mean,
for work?
I don't want to get into that too much just because of privacy, but my
Right.
dad sacrificed so much. He's on tour with me a lot of the year, so my mom's out there working her butt off. So my mom's been a great help, and especially when I was first turning pro, the whole family commitment was a really, really big part of it, just because tour is expensive, and making sure that I have a good base and for people to believe in me like that was really special.
And what are your impressions of the course, the Bay course? How does it fit your game, basically? And what's your kind of strategy for this week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the course is going to be very susceptible to weather. It's got like a very open feel to it, so we'll see. It's looking a little windy. It's been a little windy for the last few days. It's a really beautiful golf course. It's a little different than we have in Dubai. It's a lot greener, but it's really beautiful, and I'm looking forward to getting out there. I think it's very strategic at times. You're not taking as many drivers as you usually would, but it's a good course, and I think it's going to be scoreable throughout the week.
Yeah. Have you ever been to New Jersey before, or is this your first trip to Jersey?
Yeah, so this is my first time in New Jersey. Hello. No, I played in New York last year, so that was really cool for me. This is my second time playing in the States. So it's really cool being over here, and every experience is a good experience so far, so I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and ask you a question too. So headed into this week too, you might have a few role models, a few mentors out there. What has been the best piece of advice you've received headed into this week?
Oh, that's tough. I'm trying to think. I mean, a lot of people have been super supportive. I've got a lot of girls that I look up to that play on this tour, so I think a couple of them have really taken me under the wing, and I appreciate that a lot. I think sort of what my team has sort of always made sure to sort of point out is just go out there and just treat it like any other week. I think I've said that before. I think for me, like the weeks where I play really well are the weeks where I'm just committing to everything and I'm not afraid to fail, and I do a good job of that. So that's what I'm going to try and bring into this week, and I think if I do that, I'll be pretty set.
Absolutely. Are there any other questions on the Zoom? All right, Beth Ann, if you want to go ahead.
Hello, sorry if this has already been asked, but what are your future plans and when it comes to the LPGA and Q School and such?
I mean, obviously I'm 17, so it's really difficult. I'm hoping I can go to Q school at the end of the year, but obviously it's dependent on my age. So we'll see what the answer is to that. So we'll see what the answer is to that. But I'm gonna try and play really good golf for the rest of the season. That's always gonna be the biggest decision maker I think out there. But you know, the LPGA is the big tour. That's where everybody wants to go. So hopefully it can one day. And you know, experiences like this are going to help me sort of make it there one day, hopefully. And I'm just really trying to learn as much as I can this week and take advantage of the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
And then with this being your LPGA Tour debut, what are your goals? What are your expectations for this week?
I know I hate answering this question because people always expect you to say something miraculous. I mean, I always go into everything with like no real expectations. My expectations are on the processes I put out there. I think golf is a sport where you get your butt kicked a lot. So I think controlling the things you can are the only thing I can really focus on. So that's what I'm going to be doing. If my mindset is good and I think I put in that concentration and effort and put in my processes if I go through my processes the way I need to, then that's all I can really control.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Or Beth Ann, did you have one more question?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I just wanted to talk a little bit about length. How far are you averaging off the tee now? What's your swing speed? What fun nuggets can you share?
I mean, on the LAT, my average is I think 292 off the tee, so I hit it quite far. I'm very tall. I'm 6 foot, so I think that sort of comes from that anyway. But I think this week I'm going to be trying to hit the fairway, so that's going to be priority for this week. You know, I swing at maybe 106 club head speed, but you know, I don't really go at it too hard. I think like most golfers, I'm trying to stay in the fairway, and that's sort of what works for me. But obviously that, you know, 292 depends on the conditions, and I think it's going to be a little softer out here this week. So we'll see what it is. I mean, not exactly a priority out there.
Do you feel like you have to leave driver in the bag quite a bit around that course?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think it's quite a strategic golf course. Lots of 5-woods off the tee, a couple hybrids as well. So I think it's going to be about putting yourself in good spots on the golf course and just leaving yourself good, like hopefully a wedge into the green. But yeah, I mean, I do hit a couple drives out there, but it's about, you know, having a good miss and being smart.
And then if you were to go at it, like, you know, on the driving range, what is your swing speed?
I mean, to be honest with you, I never do. I genuinely never do, just because I've never really had the need for it. I guess I get a little spoiled because I'm just really tall, so it kind of works in my favor in that regard. I try and swing what works for my body. When I was like 13 or something, I had a bit of back pain because I think I was just swinging it too fast for my frame. So I think we've made sure that I'm just swinging healthy and I'm swinging efficiently, and that's what I've done over the last 2 years. And I think, you know, I don't really go at it, to be honest with you. I'm trying to hit it straight. Golf's a game of accuracy.
Awesome.
So.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Chiara. We wish you the best of luck this week and with prom coming up.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.